The plane waves at boundaries and in dispersive mediums. Reflection of uniform plane waves at normal incidence. The uniform plane waves incident at the boundary between the two mediums, that is the medium 1 and the medium 2. The propagation of the wave is along the z direction. The interface between the two mediums is at z is equal to 0. This one, it is the interface between the two mediums, that is medium 1, and here it is the medium 2. The z less than 0 is medium 1 and z greater than 0 is the medium 2. The part of the wave incident wave is transmitted to medium 2 and reflected back to medium 1. The magnitude of the electric and magnetic fields of the incident wave are EI and HI. Reflected wave are ER and HR. The transmitted wave are ET and HT. According to the boundary conditions, the tangential components of the electric and magnetic fields are continuous at the boundary between the two mediums. That is, EI plus ER is equal to ET, HI plus HR is equal to HT. The E and H of the wave are related through the intrinsic impedance of the medium. That is, neta 1 is equal to EI upon HI, neta 1 is equal to minus ER upon HR, neta 2 is equal to ET upon HT. The equation 2 can be written as EI upon neta 1 minus ER upon neta 1 is equal to ET upon eta 2. EI minus ER upon neta 1 is equal to ET upon neta 2. EI minus ER is equal to neta 1 upon neta 2 into ET. Add the two equations 1 and 3. 2 EI is equal to 1 plus neta 1 upon neta 2 into ET. 2 EI is equal to neta 2 into ET. The transmission coefficient. The transmission coefficient is ET upon EI is equal to neta 2 upon neta 1 plus neta 2. Equation 3 can be written as neta 2 upon neta 1 into bracket of EI minus ER is equal to ET. Subtracting equations 4 from 5, we will be getting EI plus ER is equal to neta 2 upon neta 1 into bracket of EI minus ER. So that EI into bracket of 1 minus neta 2 upon neta 1 is equal to minus ER into bracket of 1 plus neta 2 upon neta 1. EI into bracket of neta 1 minus neta 2 is equal to minus ER into bracket of neta 1 plus neta 2. Reflection coefficient is neta 2 minus neta 1 upon neta 1 plus neta 2. Power densities of the incident, reflected and transmitted waves. Power density of the incident, average power of the incident wave is 1 upon 2 into EI square upon neta 1. The average power of reflected wave is 1 upon 2 into ER square upon neta 1. Average power of the transmitted wave is 1 upon 2 into ET square upon neta 2. The average power of transmitted wave upon the incident wave is equal to 1 upon 2 into ET square upon neta 2, 1 upon 2 into EI square upon neta 1 is equal to the average power of transmitted wave upon the incident wave is equal to neta 1 upon neta 2 into ET square upon EI square is equal to neta 1 upon neta 2 ET upon EI whole square. So that neta 1 by neta 2 into bracket 2 neta 2 upon neta 1 plus neta 2. The average power of transmitted and incident is equal to 4 neta 1 neta 2 upon neta 1 plus neta 2 whole square. The average power of reflected upon the incident is equal to ER square upon EI square. So that the average power of the reflected and the incident is equal to ER upon EI whole square is equal to neta 2 minus neta 1 upon neta 2 plus neta 1 whole square. Adding equations 5 and 6, the uh, average power of transmitted wave and the average power of incident wave plus average power of reflected wave upon the incident wave is equal to 4 neta 1 neta 2 upon neta 1 plus neta 2 whole square plus neta 2 minus neta 1 whole square upon neta 1 plus neta 2 whole square. Average power of transmitted wave, average power of reflected wave upon average power of incident wave is equal to average power of the uh, transmitted wave neta 1 plus neta 2 whole square plus 2 neta 1 neta 2 is equal upon neta 1 plus neta 2 whole square. Neta 1 plus neta 2 whole square upon the average power of transmitted wave plus average power of refracted wave is equal to the average power of the incident wave. Determine the amplitudes of reflected and transmitted fields, that is electric and magnetic fields, at the interface of two regions if EI is equal to 1.5 millivolts per meter in region 1, for which epsilon R1 is equal to 8.5, mu R1 is equal to 1 and sigma is equal to 0, and region 2 is a free space. Neta 1 is equal to square root of mu 1 upon epsilon 1 is equal to neta 1 is equal to square root of mu naught mu r upon epsilon naught epsilon r n.218. Region 1, region 2, epsilon r1 is 8.5, mu r1, sigma is equal to 0. Free space, sigma is equal to 0, epsilon r is equal to 1. Interface between the two regions. Neta 2 is equal to square root of mu 2 upon epsilon 2 is equal to mu naught mu r upon epsilon naught epsilon r is equal to neta 2 is equal to 376.7 ohms. Transmission coefficient is 2 neta 2 upon neta 1 plus neta 2. Reflection coefficient is neta 2 minus neta 1 upon neta 1 plus neta 2 is equal to the 0.489. The transmission coefficient is ET by EI is equal to 1.48, so that ET is equal to reflection coefficient is ER upon EI is equal to 0.48, so that ER is equal to 0.48 into EI is equal to 0.72 into millivolt per meters. Neta 2 is equal to ET upon HT and HT is equal to ET upon neta 2, so that micro 2.22 into 10 raised to minus 3 upon 376.7 5.89 microampere per meters. ER upon HR and HR is equal to minus ER upon neta 1 is 5.572 microampere per meters. Normal incidence at a plane conducting boundary. A uniform plane wave is incident at the boundary between the two dielectric and a conductor conductivity of and a conductor, so that dielectric, and here it is a conductor, sigma is equal to 0 for the dielectrics, sigma is equal to infinity for the conductors, so that here no transmitted wave. The conductivity of dielectric is equal to sigma is equal to 0 and conductivity of conductor is sigma is equal to infinity, so that here EI, HI, ER, no transmitted wave. The transmission coefficient is 2 neta 2 upon neta 1 plus neta 2. Reflection coefficient is the neta 2 minus neta 1 upon neta 1 plus neta 2 is equal to minus 1, so that no transmitted wave in medium 2. The entire incident wave is reflected back in medium 1. The reflected wave combines with the incident wave in medium 1. Standing waves are formed, so that E1s is equal to EI e raised to minus gamma 1 z plus ER e raised to plus gamma 1 z is equal gamma 1 is equal to alpha 1 plus j beta 1 z. Medium 1 is a dielectric, alpha 1 is equal to 0, so that gamma 1 is equal to j beta 1 z. E1s is equal to EI e raised to minus j beta 1 z plus ER e raised to plus j beta 1 z. The reflection coefficient is ER upon EI is equal to minus 1, ER is equal to minus EI. E1s is equal to ei e raised to minus j beta 1 z plus minus ei e raised to plus j beta 1 z. E1s is equal to minus ei into bracket of e raised to j beta 1 z minus ei e raised to minus j beta 1 z, so that E1s is equal to 2 j ei sin beta 1 z. The magnitude of the electric field is E1 is equal to real E1s e raised to j omega t. The E1 is equal to 2 ei sin beta 1 z sin omega t into ax. Similarly, the magnitude of the magnetic field can be written as H1 is equal to ei upon eta 1 cos beta 1 z cos omega t into ay. The magnitudes of electric field varies with respect to time and distance and is equal to 0, so that omega t is equal to n pi and beta 1 z is equal to n. Z is equal to n pi is equal, z is equal to n pi upon beta 1. So beta 1 is equal to n pi 2 pi upon the lambda 1. Is equal to, because n z is equal to n pi upon 2 pi upon lambda 1 is equal to n into bracket of lambda 1 upon 2. N is equal to 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 plus or minus 3, so that n is an integer. Z is equal to 0, Z is equal to minus lambda 1 upon 2, Z is equal to minus 3 lambda 1 upon 2 minus 2 lambda 1. The magnitude of the standing wave is 0 at Z is equal to 0 and repeats at every half wavelength lambda 1 upon 2 for Z less than 0. The magnitude is maximum at omega t is equal to pi by 2. The magnitude of the magnetic field is maximum wherever the electric field is 0. Standing wave ratio. Standing wave is not a travelling wave, but it is a combination of incident and the reflected waves, so that E1s is equal to ei e raised to minus gamma 1 z plus er e raised to plus gamma 1 z. The reflection coefficient is er upon ei is equal to er is equal to the ei, so that E1s is equal to ei e raised to minus gamma 1 z plus the ei here reflection coefficient into ei e raised to plus gamma 1 z. 1 is equal to alpha 1 plus j beta 1. The medium 1 is a perfect dielectric and medium 2 is a perfect conductor. For perfect dielectric, sigma is equal to 0, alpha 1 is 0. For perfect conductor, sigma is equal to infinity, so that gamma 1 is equal to j beta 1. E1s is equal to ei e raised to minus j beta 1 z plus the reflection coefficient ei e raised to plus j beta 1 z. Ei into bracket of e raised to minus j beta 1 z plus e raised to plus j beta 1 z is equal to e raised to j pi. E1s is equal to ei e raised to minus j beta 1 z plus coefficient e raised to plus j into bracket of beta 1 z plus pi. Pi is a phase shift between the incident and the reflected wave. The magnitude of the standing wave is the maximum when the incident and the reflected waves are in phase, so that ei into bracket of 1 plus the reflection coefficient. The magnitude of the standing wave is minimum when the incident wave and the reflected waves are out of phase, so that 1 minus the standing wave ratio is the ratio of the maximum amplitude to the minimum amplitude of the standing wave is known as standing wave ratio, so that E1 minimum is equal, standing wave ratio is equal to unity when no reflected wave in medium 1. Wave ratio is equal to infinity when no transmitted wave in medium 2. Magnitude of the reflected wave is equal to the magnitude of the incident wave. The reflection coefficient in terms of the standing wave ratio is the minus s upon 1 plus s. The wave propagation in general directions. Assume that a uniform plane wave is propagating between the x and z axis. The direction along any one of the axis. Consider the propagation constant as vector k. The direction is along the pointing vectors, so that the kx, here it is kz and x, so that the magnitude of k is equal to the phase shift per unit area along its direction. Consider a general point with coordinate values x, z at a distance of at a distance r from the origin. The phase at a distance r is k dot r. If the magnitude of the electric field is E naught, then the wave equation for the in phasor form. E is equal to E naught into bracket of e raised to minus j into k dot r. K is equal to kx ax plus ky ay. R is equal to x ax plus y ay. K dot r is equal to kx ax plus ky ay dot x ax plus y ay. So that k dot r is equal to kx x plus ky y is equal to e naught e raised to minus j into bracket of kx x plus ky y. The angle theta between k and the x axis is theta is tan inverse of ky upon x. Wavelength lambda is equal to 2 pi upon beta is equal to 2 pi upon k is equal to 2 pi upon square root of kx square plus ky square. The phase velocity is v omega upon beta is equal to omega upon k is equal to omega upon square root of kx square plus ky square. The wave consists of a series of phase fronts. Phase fronts intersects k at right angles. The phase shift between the each phase fronts is 2 pi radians. The distance of separation between the adjacent phase fronts along x-axis is greater than that along kx that along k, that is lambda x greater than lambda. The velocity of the wave along x-axis is faster than that along the k. The frequency of the wave along k is f is equal to omega upon 2 pi. A uniform plane wave at 100 MHz with electric field amplitude of 5 volts per meter travels in a medium of sigma is equal to 0. 9. The wave propagates in xy plane at 30 degree angle to x-axis. It is linearly polarized along z-axis. Write the phasor expression for the electric field. Also determine the values of lambda x, lambda y, Vpx, Vp. The propagation constant is k is equal to omega square root of mu epsilon. K is equal to 2 pi f square root of mu naught mu r epsilon naught epsilon r. K is equal to 6.28 radians per meters. K is equal to kx x plus ky ay. Cos theta is equal to kx upon k is equal to kx k cos theta is equal to kx is equal to 6.28 into cos 30 degree is equal to sin theta is ky upon k is equal to sin theta into k. Ky is equal to 3.14 radians per meters. R is equal to x ax plus y ay. K dot r is equal to kx x plus ky y. The phasor expression for electric field is given by E is equal to E naught e raised to minus j into bracket of k dot r. The wavelength and the phase velocities of the wave along x and y axis is lambda x, lambda y, Vpx and Vp. Lambda x is equal to 2 pi upon kx, 2 pi upon 5.43 is equal to 1.157. Vpx is equal to omega upon kx is equal to 2 pi 5.43. Vpx is equal to 1.157 into 10 raised to 8 meter per seconds. Lambda y is equal to 2 pi upon ky is equal to 2 pi upon 3.14 is equal to 2 meters. Vpy is equal to omega upon ky 2 pi into 3. That is the wavelength along the x-axis and the phase velocities along the x and y-axis. Reflection of uniform plane waves at the oblique incidence. The uniform plane wave incident at the interface between the two mediums. The part of the wave is transmitted in medium 2 and the some portion of the incident wave is reflected back in the medium 1. So that here this one it is incident wave, this it is the reflected wave, this one it is the transmitted wave. Here oblique incidence, not the normal incidence. The magnitude of the incident, reflected and transmitted waves is E1, E1 dash and E2. The angle of incident, reflected and the transmitted waves to the normal to the interface is theta 1 dash and theta 2. The propagation constant are k1 dash and k2. The magnitude of the electric field in phasor form is E1 is equal to E01 e raised to minus j k1 dot r. E1 dash is equal to E01 e raised to minus j k1 dash dot r. E2 is equal to E02 e raised to minus j k2 dot r. The propagation constant of the wave is along z direction, so that k is equal to kx ax plus kz az. K is equal to modulus of k cos theta ax plus sin theta az. K1 is equal to modulus of k1 into cos theta 1 ax plus cos sin theta 1 az is equal to x ax plus z az. K1 dot r is equal to modulus of kx cos theta 1 plus z sin theta 1. K2 dot r is equal to modulus of k2 x cos theta 2 plus z sin theta 2. K1 dash dot r is equal to modulus of k1 dash x cos theta 1 dash plus z sin theta 1 dash. The tangential components of the electric field are continuous at the boundary between the two dielectrics, so that the propagation constant is k is equal to omega square root of mu epsilon. K is equal to omega square root of mu naught mu r epsilon naught epsilon r. For the non-magnetic dielectric material, mu r is equal to 1, so that k is equal to omega square root of mu naught mu r epsilon naught epsilon r. K is equal to omega upon c square root of r is equal to k is equal to omega upon c into n. K is equal to omega upon c into n. The n is refractive index of dielectric metals. N is equal to square root of epsilon r1. N2 is equal to square root of epsilon r2. According to boundary condition, E1 is equal to E2 at x is equal to 0. E01 is equal to e raised to minus j k1 sin theta 1. E02 is equal to e raised to minus j2 k sin theta 2. If the magnitude of electric field E01, E02 are equal, then k1 sin theta 1 is equal to k2 sin theta 2. N1 sin theta 1 is equal to N2 sin theta 2. This equation is known as the Snell's law. N1 is equal to refractive index of medium 1. N1 neta 1 is equal to intrinsic impedance of the medium 1. N2 is equal to refractive index of medium 2, and neta 2 is intrinsic impedance of medium 2. Neta is equal to square root of mu upon epsilon is equal to mu naught upon mu r epsilon naught epsilon r is equal to 377 upon n. A uniform plane wave is incident from air into a glass at an angle from the normal of 30 degree. Determine the fraction of the incident power that is reflected and transmitted. The glass has a refractive index of N2 is equal to 1.45. Medium 1 is a air, so that neta 1 is equal to 377. Neta 1 is N1 is equal to 1. Medium 2 is a glass, N2 is equal to 1.45. So that according to Snell's law, N1 sin theta 1 is equal to N2 sin theta 2. Theta 2 is equal to N1 upon N2 is equal to sin theta 1. Theta 2 is equal to sin inverse of N1 upon N2 into sin theta 1. Theta 2 is equal to sin inverse of 1 upon 1.45 into sin 30 degree. Theta 2 is equal to 20.17 degree. Medium 1 is a air, that is the free space, so that the neta of medium 2, that is the glass, is neta 2 is equal to neta naught upon neta 2 is equal to N2, so that 377 upon 1.45 is equal to 60 ohms. Neta 1 is equal to 377 and neta 2 is equal to 60 ohms. Reflection coefficient is the neta 2 minus neta 1 upon neta 1 plus neta 2 is equal to the 0.183. The fraction of the incident power that is reflected is the average power of the reflected wave. Average power of incident wave is equal to average power of the reflected wave upon incident wave is equal to 0.033. The fraction of the incident power that is transmitted is 0.966. The total internal reflection a uniform plane wave incident at the interface between the two non-magnetic dielectric materials having the refractive index of N1 and N2. Total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. A uniform plane wave is incident at the interface between the two non-magnetic dielectric metals having refractive index of N1 and N2. According to Snell's law, N1 sin theta 1 is equal to N2 sin theta 2. The refractive index of medium 1 is N1 and the refractive index of medium 2 is N2. The angle of incident wave from the normal to the interface is theta 1. The angle of transmitted wave from the normal to the interface is theta 2. The refractive index of medium 2 is less than the refractive index of the medium 1. The plane wave bends away from the normal in medium 2, that is, the when N1 greater than N2, then theta 2 greater than the theta 1. As the angle of incident wave, that is theta 1, increases, then the angle theta 2 also increases. The maximum value of the angle theta 2 is equal to 90 degree. Critical angle. The angle of the incident wave theta 1 for which the angle of the transmitted wave theta 2 becomes equal to 90 degree is known as the critical angles. The angle of the incident wave. The angle of the incident wave for which the angle of the transmitted wave theta 2 becomes equal to 90 degree is known as the critical angle theta c. As the angle of incident wave is increased above the critical angle theta c, the total transmitted wave is reflected back in the medium 1 is known as the total internal reflections. Here it is the medium 1 and here it is medium 2. And here it is medium 1 and here it is medium 2, so that the angle of the incident wave for which the angle of the transmitted wave becomes equal to 90 degree is known as the critical angle theta c. As the angle of incident wave is increased above the critical angle, the total transmitted wave is reflected back in medium 1, so that this is known as the total internal reflections. So that here total internal reflections N1 and N2. N1 sin theta 1 is equal to N2 sin theta 2. Theta 1 is equal to theta c at theta 2 is equal to 90 degree. N1 sin theta c is equal to N2 sin 90 degree. N1 sin theta c is equal to N2. So theta c is equal to sin inverse of N2 upon N1. Determine the critical angle of a uniform plane wave traveling in the polystyrene incident at the interface of a free space. The index of refraction for polystyrene is found to be 1.49 and the index of refraction is to be 1.0. Medium 1 N1 is equal to 1.49. Medium 2 it is N2 is equal to 1.00. N1 sin theta 1 is equal to N2 sin theta 2. Theta 1 is equal to theta c. Theta 2 is equal to 90 degree. So that N1 sin theta c is equal to N2 sin theta sin 90 degree. N1 sin theta c is equal to N2 theta c sin inverse of N2 upon N1 is equal to theta c is equal to 42.15 degree. Determine the critical angle of a uniform plane wave traveling in polystyrene incident at the interface of a free space. The index of refraction for polystyrene is found to be 1.49 and the index of refraction is to be 1.00. Traveling incident at the interface of a free space. Free space, this one it is free space, and here N2 is a free space and N1 is 1, so that the index of refraction of air, here this one it is for the air or a free space, air or a, it is a free space. Now Plane wave propagation in dispersive mediums. The medium in which the plane waves propagates with different frequencies at different velocities is known as a dispersive medium. Dispersion means the separation of the distinguishable parameters of the plane waves. The refractive index of the dispersive medium varies with frequency. The two plane waves propagates through a dispersive medium with two frequencies omega 1 and omega 2 and phase constants beta 1 and beta 2. The amplitude of the two waves are same. The direction of the electric field of the two waves are same. The two waves propagates in the same direction, that is along the z directions. The resultant electric field due to the two waves is ER is equal to E1 plus E2 not e raised to minus j beta 1 z e raised to j omega 1 t E not e raised to minus j beta 1 z e raised to j omega 2 t z. ER is equal to E naught into bracket of e raised to minus j beta 1 z e raised to j omega 1 t plus e raised to minus j beta 2 z e raised to j omega 2 t. ER is equal to E naught into bracket of e raised to minus j beta naught z e raised to j omega naught t into bracket of e raised to minus j delta beta z e raised to j delta omega t plus e raised to plus j delta beta z e raised to minus j delta omega t. Delta omega is equal to omega naught minus omega 1 is equal to omega 2 minus omega naught and delta beta is equal to beta naught minus beta 1 is equal to beta 2 minus beta naught. ER is equal to 2 E naught into bracket of e raised to minus j beta naught z e raised to j omega naught t e raised to j delta omega t minus e raised to j delta beta z. ER is equal to E naught e raised to minus j beta naught z e raised to j omega naught t cos of delta omega t minus delta beta z. ER is equal to 2 E naught cos of omega naught t minus beta naught z cos of delta omega t minus delta beta z. Group velocity is V naught, beta naught, beta 1, beta 2. Phase velocity. The slope of the line drawn tangent to the curve at the point omega naught is known as the group velocity. The slope of the line drawn from origin to a point on the curve at omega naught is known as phase velocity. The slope of the line drawn from origin to a point on the curve at omega naught is known as phase velocity. The slope of the line drawn tangent to the curve at the point omega naught is known as the group velocity. The slope of the line drawn from origin to a point on the curve at omega naught is known as the phase velocity. So that here the VCV it is equal to omega naught upon beta naught carrier velocity and here EV is equal to delta omega upon delta beta is envelope velocity. The plot of the resultant electric field ER as function of Z here ER as a function of Z, the modulation, the slow modulation at envelope frequency of delta omega is equal to omega 2 minus omega 1 upon 2 and sinusoidal modulations occur at the carrier frequency of omega naught is equal to omega 2 plus omega 1 upon 2. The carrier frequency is less as compared to the envelope frequency. The carrier frequency is less as compared to the envelope frequency.